Hello guys, welcome to the fiction series. Today we are gonna see, what if Naruto x Kale x Android 18 x Android 17? Part 1. Huge shout out to the champ 123 for this story. If you want more awesome fanfiction like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. So without wasting any time, let's get into the video. Sitting on top of a half-destroyed building, looking ready to collapse if too much pressure was applied, was a young man. Cold icy blue eyes looked out upon a city, once beaming with life, now laid nothing by rubble, black smoke rising and covering the blue sky. He sat there, uncaring if the cold rain wetted his hair and clothes. He just sat there. His spiky black hair fell in the rain, two bangs falling over his eyes. His face was strong, sharp chiseled, his looks one that any woman, not that there were many left alive anymore, would find handsome. Even that dreaded Android 18 that Naruto detested to his very soul. He stood fairly tall at 6 foot, and was wearing an orange and black t-shirt with no sleeves, and black baggy pants with the end being tucked into black combat boots. But the most notable aspects would be the long brown monkey tail wrapped around his waist, and the 6 scars lining his face, 3 on each cheek, resembling whiskers. The scars were given to him by the very same android that killed many of his friends and family. Unconsciously, he reached up and traced a line, gritting his teeth in anger, as he recalled the bloodied fingers that cut his skin, the blood belonging to his father. The smile that woman had as she did so made his blood boil in rage. Taking a calming breath, he brushed away the terrible thoughts, and instead focused on the smiling faces about all those he cared about, and how they were taken away from him. This man was Naruto Briefs, the Saiyan, half Saiyan, son Bulma Briefs, and the deceased prince of all Saiyans, Vegeta. Not that there were many lefts. In one hand he could count the last surviving 3. Him, his younger brother Trunks, and his best friend Gohan. Thinking on the last one, Naruto closed his eyes, hiding his grief, as he thought back on his last battle. Recalling facing the androids again to try and destroy them once and for all, and recalling on how he lost his friend and surrogate brother. Flashback. Traveling through a lone empty countryside was Lone Van, moving at fast speed as it tried to get to its destination as fast and as carefully as it could. Inside were 3 passengers, the remaining members of the Brief family. Naruto was riding in the back seat with his brother riding shotgun. Trunks was an energetic 13-year-old but was a very bright young man. Trunks had pale light violet hair, blue eyes like Naruto, wearing a t-shirt and sweatpants listening to the radio. Bulma Briefs was a beautiful woman even for her age. Her long blue hair in a ponytail, wearing a pink jacket and pants as she tried to rush the boys home. She was taking a risk, going to another town for parts she needed, as they could be spotted by the androids at any point. However, it was the only way. She couldn't ask her son Naruto to fly there to get them as wouldn't know what to look for, and 2. Using his ki would alert the androids she wouldn't risk losing her baby to those monsters. Naruto was enjoying the view, taking a moment to appreciate the rare relaxation he had before he had to return to living a cautious life he was raised into since the androids appeared. It was funny, they were traveling a road with green plains. It was a nice change from the daily view of ruined buildings of his home city. Unfortunately, the peace came to an end, as his ears picked up the shout from the radio that the androids were attacking a nearby city. Trunks seemed to be paying attention as well, as he looked at the radio with an angry look on his face. Naruto closed his eyes as he tried to bear with it. As much he wanted to do something to save those people, he couldn't, as he knew he was no match for the machines. Unfortunately, Trunks didn't have the same mind as he suddenly jumped out of the van and blasted out of the car towards the city, ignoring the calls of his mother for him to come back. "Trunks!" Bulma yelled out for her son as she stopped the car, but he just ignored her. Cursing his young brother's rash action, Naruto got out and was about to take off until Bulma grabbed him by his arm. "Naruto, please look after him, you two are all I have left." Naruto gave a nod to his mother as he blasted off, to catch after him. With the androids. People were running, screaming in fear as the twin androids, 17 and 18, slowly killed them off. 17 was in a car, running people down, while his sister watched from the sidelines, having grown bored of killing and decide to leave the fun to her brother. 17 was laughing as he did it. "Come back here, you speedy little devils!" 17 laughed out as he tried to run down more people with sick glee. 18 sighed in boredom, holding her head with her hands. She half wondered when she was going to see that guy Naruto again. He was perhaps the only interesting human in this planet. How juvenile. Honestly, 17, you're like a child, all you want to do is play, she stated to her brother. 17 jumped out of the car, letting it crash into a gas station, causing a large explosion and making it all light up in flames. "Well, aren't you fun today?" 17 said sarcastically as he walked towards his sister. "Oh, shut up and let's go," 18 said as they floated up and left the destroyed city, in search of either another one with more fun, or something to interest them. Minutes later with Naruto and Trunks. When they reached the destroyed city, they knew they were too late. They could only look in sadness at the ruined city, seeing the large amounts of bodies on the streets. Men, women, and children. All gone. "Damn it!" Naruto said quietly, gripping his fists in anger as he mourned for the dead. He should have been here sooner. He could have saved them, or even won. "Naruto, look at this place," Trunks muttered in horror as he looked around. So much death, all done in just minutes by two people. No, not people. Monsters. "I know, Trunks," Naruto said as he looked down. At his feet laid a stuffed bear. No doubt once belonged to a child. Taking a deep breath, he put his hand on his brother's shoulder to try and calm down the rising, burning anger in him. "Let's see if we can find any survivors." It was a false hope, but he prayed someone managed to survive this massacre. Trunks nodded and the two brothers began their search. They both looked under the rubble and wrecked buildings, hoping someone, anyone, survived the attack. Naruto felt his brother's power slowly rising with each passing second of no results. Naruto turned and saw him holding a child's toy, looking at it with eyes full of sadness and anger. Naruto clenched his fists as his hate for the androids increased every second he stood in the city. Suddenly, he sensed a power level appear behind him. Turning around, he saw his best friend Gohan. Long gone was a young boy, a fresh trainee into his Saiyan heritage. He was now a tall, war-bound man, with short dark hair, chiseled chin, and hard eyes that had seen more deaths and battles than anyone in the current world. The boys went over to Gohan as he gave a sad smile. "Come on, let's get you guys out of here," he said. The two brothers nodded, and sending one last glance at the city, the three half-Saiyans rose up into the air, before flying off back to their home. The three had gotten back to the brief house, where it remained functioning in the ruined city, keeping power running for Bulma's equipment. Gohan was by the windows watching the sunset. Naruto was sitting at the table, trying not to think about today and let his anger rise, and Trunks was sitting on the couch, with tears in his eyes, the events of today being too much for him. "Is this the way life is supposed to be? So full of pain," he said, getting the other two's attention. "I'd rather fight and die than watch this go on any longer." Gohan watched him from the reflection of the window as Trunks stood up. "I can't let this go on anymore. Please, can you and Naruto train me? Please, you have to. I must fight so I can help protect everyone like you too." Naruto watched from the table, a thoughtful look on his face. "Come on, Gohan, I'm half Saiyan just like you and Naruto. You guys know how I feel about all this, please give me something to channel all my anger at." There was a moment of silence until Gohan spoke up. "You're pitiful, Trunks. An emotional wreck just like I was when Mom wouldn't let me train and fight with my father." Trunks looked at Gohan in confusion, while Naruto just smirked knowing where this was going as he walked over, standing beside Gohan as the two expert Saiyans stood in front of Trunks. "From now on, Naruto and I are your masters and we will train you from now on," the young son stated, looking at Trunks with a hard look. A look given to him once upon a time by a certain Namekian. Trunks got a happy smile as he gave an excited nod. "Thank you. I won't let you guys down." "We know you won't, bro," Naruto said as he ruffled his brother's hair. "Naruto, Trunks, I'm home," Bulma called out. Suddenly, Trunks began to panic. If his mother found out he planned to train to combat the androids, she would be against it. You guys please don't tell her, Trunks begged. What? You think I would? I don't even tell her I trained Trunks, Naruto said with a laugh, just as Bulma came in. It's good to see you boys are okay, Bulma said thankfully at seeing her sons, before she took notice of Trunks. Gohan, it's good to see you. Gohan gave a small wave toward the blue-haired woman. Hi Bulma. Quit a condense that you boys go to fight the androids and you come back with Gohan. You aren't planning anything, are you? She asked, giving them a hard look. Gohan and Trunks didn't speak, Naruto just whistled awkwardly. I didn't think so. Alright boys, let's have some dinner. All the Saiyans at the dinner table were attacking their food with gusto. Bulma could only shake her head. You boys are so much like your fathers. Gohan stopped his eating to look at Bulma with a sad smile at the memory of his father. You think so? Of course. The way you eat, the way you're so powerful and gentle at the same time. The way you look, especially with that outfit. Gohan patted his GI fondly as he thought about his dad. I've always wanted to be strong like him. I feel honored to wear his old colors. I've heard you have been fighting the androids by yourself, is that true? Bulma asked with a concerned look. Yeah. Be careful and watch out for my boys if you ever see them. I will, Bulma. The next day, Gohan and Naruto were watching Trunks power up, impressing them both with the power level for one his age. When he was done powering up, the three got ready to start their training. Gohan and Naruto both rushed Trunks, throwing a barrage of punches, which he mainly dodged or blocked. It wasn't until Naruto sent a kick at his head yelling dodge, that sent him flying into a whirlpool in the ocean. Ah, Naruto, Gohan help me! Fly up! Naruto yelled out. The whirlpool's too strong, I can't swim. I said fly up. Maybe I could build a raft. Arrgghh, Naruto yelled out in annoyance. A few minutes later, Trunks was wiping his face with a towel, back on land. So much for the royal treatment, Trunks muttered under his breath. We never said it was going to be easy, Naruto said with a smirk as he leaned on some rocks. Yeah, hey Gohan, you knew our dad pretty well, right? What was he like? Naruto turned his attention to Gohan, wanting to know as well. Gohan had a thoughtful look on his face. He was tough, extremely powerful, kind of arrogant and very proud, if a bit dense. A bit like Naruto here. Gohan and Trunks shared a laugh while Naruto just gained a tick mark at the teasing. Later that day, it was nighttime and the two masters were watching Trunks as he tried to power up and become a Super Saiyan, Gohan doing his best to help. Remember all the children who died to those monsters. Remember how you felt that day. The more Trunks thought about all the people the androids killed, friends, family, the angrier he got. A golden aura started to surround Trunks as he tried to bring out more of the Super Saiyan power, until he collapsed from exhaustion, the golden aura vanishing. Naruto and Gohan were thinking along the same lines. He almost had it. A little more and he could be a Super Saiyan. Hey Trunks, that's enough today, let's go home, Naruto called out as he walked towards his brother. Sounds good, Trunks said with a smile as he flew with his mentors. The next day with the androids. At an amusement park, the twin androids were having fun as they rode a few rides and killed a few people there, enjoying themselves in their chaotic amusement. The three half-breed Saiyans flew as fast as they could towards the amusement park, to try and put a stop to the androids. When they found the androids, Gohan and Naruto got into a fighting stance. Look 17, it's our favorite little toys, 18 said, not taking her eyes off of Naruto. You think they're hard for another beating? Trunks, let Naruto and I handle this, Gohan said, making Trunks look at him in surprise. Naruto chose to add to it before Trunks could say anything. Unless they team up on one of us, in which case. Jump in. To that, Trunks nodded. Naruto then teleported in front of 17, giving him a strong punch that sent him through a couple of buildings. Naruto gave a yell as he transformed into his Super Saiyan form, giving chase after the android. 18 went for Gohan, who also transformed into a Super Saiyan. Every attack they threw ended in a stalemate, the android's cybernetic computers easily keeping up with the Saiyans' skills. 18 threw a kick, making Gohan slam into a support beam for a ride. She then kicked him around some more until she palm thrust him into a game stand that exploded on impact. As Gohan was getting up, Naruto was sent flying into him, sending them sprawling across the ground. Naruto, getting up, instantly shot a ki blast at Android 17, surprising him. Crossing his arms, 17 took the blast, causing an explosion. However, when the blast cleared, the android was fine, only his clothes having rips on them. "Damn, he's dangerous today," he noted, with 18 nodding in agreement. "Let's finish this quick, I want to go shopping." The two got in sync as Naruto charged at the two. 18 smacked Naruto's legs from under him, while 17 kneed him in the stomach, then double axe kick, slamming him into the ground face first. Gohan saw what was happening to his best friend, tried to help but was sent flying away by a double ki blast. Seeing his brother in danger, Trunks charged in wanting to help. 18, seeing this, jumped away from Naruto. She had an amused smirk as Trunks chased her. When Trunks caught up to her, he threw a barrage of punches at her. 18 blocked all of them, while throwing a few of her own here and there. Trunks let his anger guide him as his punches grew faster, before he got a lucky hit in. However, that angered 18 greatly as she grabbed him by his throat, a ball of ki in hand ready to end Trunks. Naruto, getting up and seeing his brother about to be killed, blasted up, giving a strong elbow to 18's face. Naruto caught his brother, jumping away to get some distance. Gohan, seeing Trunks was hurt, sent a kick at 17, then tried to leave with Naruto. The twins, seeing that they are trying to escape, fired a barrage of ki blasts that completely destroyed the amusement park. The three half Saiyans were hiding behind a broken wall as the androids continued to blast everything. "Looks like they got away," 18 said, stopping as she looked around. "Yes, seems that way." 17 blasted a few more times. "Let's take a few pot shots. We might get lucky." Raising both their hands in the air, there was a giant blinding light, and then it showed nothing but ruins. Thinking this was enough, the two androids flew away. Naruto, who blocked most of the blast for Trunks, rolled onto his back as he slowly started to pass out from the pain. Gohan was missing an arm as he crawled to give Naruto a senzu bean. "Come on, Naruto, don't leave me now. You and Trunks are all I got." Gohan grunted as he forced Naruto to eat the bean. He passed out a second later. Naruto's wounds healed up instantly, waking him up. Jumping to his feet, he checked Trunks to see if he was okay. Satisfied when all he found was some cuts and bruises, turning his attention to Gohan, he was horrified when he saw Gohan was missing his arm. Naruto threw Gohan over his shoulder, holding Trunks under his arm. "Hold on, guys. I'll get you guys back home in no time." Bulma was typing on her computer when she heard a noise. Turning around quickly, Bulma's eyes widened when she saw her son and his state, as well as the states of the other two, more so Gohan. "Naruto, dear Kami, what happened?" Bulma yelled as he slowly laid them on the ground. "To be blunt," Naruto said as he slid down wall, "we got our ass kicked." As Bulma was checking over everyone, she saw how Gohan was missing an arm. "Oh, Kami, his arm! Naruto, please help me get him to a bed." Naruto grunted as he lifted Gohan up once more. After laying him down and asking Naruto to hold him down. "Okay, Gohan, this is going to hurt, but bear with me," Bulma said as she put alcohol on his wound. Gohan snapped open as he gave a horrible scream of pain, thrashing around. When he settled, he passed out again. "Naruto, what happened?" Bulma demanded as Naruto was watching them sleep. "The androids." Bulma frowned when she heard that. She sat in front of Naruto, cupping his face, and forced him to look at her. "Naruto, I need you tell me everything." Naruto closed his eyes before he began to tell Bulma everything. Bulma was thinking over everything in her head. She wasn't happy that her sons were training to defeat the androids, as it was too dangerous. However, she knew it would be pointless to try and force them to both quit. You and Trunks are all I have left. I don't want to lose either of you, Bulma sobbed out as she held on to him. Naruto couldn't look him mother in the eye, even as she was hugging him. I promise you, Mum, I will look after Trunks, nothing bad will happen to him. Bulma kissed him on the top of his head before walking out the room to go back to her computer. Naruto stood up, leaving the room to go train. Just before he left the room, he turned back to look at them both. I won't let this happen to you guys ever again, I promise. Naruto's eyes hardened as he fully left the room. A promise of a lifetime. The next day, Gohan and Naruto were watching Trunks as he tried to transform once more. Come on, Trunks, I know you can do this. Get angry. Think about those damn androids and all they have done. Think how it would feel if they killed me, Mom and Gohan. A golden aura started to surround Trunks as he tried to tap into the power from deep within. Come on, Trunks! You can do it! Let your rage out! Unfortunately, Trunks couldn't hold it for much longer as he collapsed on the ground huffing and panting. Naruto had a proud smile as he watched his brother get up, proud of how far he was coming along. Come on, I know great place where we could relax. Naruto was watching the clouds go by with relaxed smile on his face as Gohan and Trunks were chatting. Trunks then turned his attention to Naruto. Hey Naruto, why can't I transform? What am I doing wrong? You're not doing anything wrong. It takes a great source of anger to trigger your Super Saiyan transformation. You can't just do it at will, he explained. Trunks seemed to understand a little bit. I still don't quite get it. Gohan decided to jump and see if he could help. You see, for me to transform, I think how the androids killed Piccolo and Krillin. Then I feel a horrible hurt, and the pain from that memory turns into rage. Then something snaps from deep within. I feel all my power flowing out. Trunks had an odd look in his eyes before turning to his brother. What about you, Naruto? How did you transform? I was training far from home. I collapsed from dehydration and exhaustion. I then had a dream. Well, more like a nightmare, really. It's a bit hard to remember, but I saw you and Mum lying on the floor with blood all around. Those damn androids were sitting there, laughing, and I heard a voice whispering for me to kill them. The voice just got louder and louder until I couldn't take it anymore and I transformed. Trunks was about to say something but was cut off by an explosion from the nearby town. Jumping to their feet, both Gohan and Naruto transformed into Super Saiyan instantly. Trunks, I'm going to need you to stay here so you don't get hurt, Gohan told the young Saiyan. You have to let me help, Gohan. You only have one arm. What can you do with one arm? Gohan smiled as he looked at the city. You're right, what can I do with one arm? Thank you, Trunks said, thinking he was allowing him to come. However, before Trunks could react, Gohan struck him in the back of the neck, knocking him out instantly. That! I can do that with one arm. Now what can I do to the androids with one arm? Best not to think about that, now let's go, Naruto said as he blasted off to the city, Gohan not that far behind him. 17 was standing on top of a destroyed building, destroying more buildings with ki blasts. You know what, I'm bored. Well, we could find another city, 18 suggested. No, I mean like bored of this whole great destroyer shtick, you know? Destroying things, killing people. Shooting another random blast at a building. It's just boring. Yeah, it's kind of lost its luster. After you wipe an entire genre of music off the face of the earth, what's left? You know what I always wanted to do? Like, since before all this, be a park ranger. You want to range a park? A man was getting out of some rubble just as 18 sent a blast at him, killing him. Hell yeah! Livin' outdoors, communicatin' with nature, shootin' poachers. Yeah, I think I'ma do the dash. 17 was cut as Naruto's boots met his face, sending him through a building. 18 started to laugh her ass off. Ha ha! He slapped your shit. Okay, you know what? That's it. I'm killing every human. Every one. Then I'm gonna range the shit out of that park. Gohan landed next to Naruto with fierce glare aimed at the androids. Naruto was facing 18 with his back to Gohan, while Gohan was facing 17. You know you can't win. You can't destroy what my friend and I really are. 17 just smirked as he got closer along with his sister. Naruto started to add his own words. Even if you manage to kill us both, someone much stronger will take our place and end you both. Not one death will go unaccounted for, not one. Naruto roared as he charged at 18, Gohan doing the same to 17. Naruto chased her into a half-destroyed building, going up the floors until they reached the last one. Giving her a double strike to the face, Naruto grabbed her by legs and started to swing her around, throwing her straight down to the ground that broke upon impact. A black ball of ki with a silver ring around it appeared in his hand as he charged up attack. Once the attack was at full power, Naruto hurled it out while yelling out, "Rasen ring!" Naruto teleported out of the area as the whole building erupted in black ki, getting both 17 and Gohan's attention. Naruto huffed after putting more than 70% of his power in the attack. Naruto was feeling confident that he killed 18 until he felt her wrap her arms around his neck and push her chest into his back. That actually hurt, but it wasn't enough to kill me, and it never will be. Naruto was in too much shock to move, as he watched the still alive 18 walked out of the rubble. 18 then appeared behind Naruto, and kneed him in the back, making give a gasp of pain. Then she grabbed him by the back of his head in a tight grip as she flew straight down to the ground, slamming Naruto head first, then threw him through a few buildings while shooting a ki blast at him. That will keep him down for a bit, 18 said as she flew towards her brother and Gohan. Throwing a punch at Gohan, which he blocked, however wasn't ready for the double axe slam from 17 that sent him through a few buildings. Gohan quickly got up and jumped back to gain distance, shooting a ki blast at the twins, who shot a combined ki blast of their own. There was a struggle for dominance until Gohan won, blasting them both away. Gohan went to charge but had to block a ki blast 17 sent at him that left him open, allowing 17 the chance to deck him across the face. Gohan backed off to get some cover, but 17 gave chase, shooting a barrage of ki blasts at 17 and dodging 18's sneak attack. Gohan elbowed her in the back. Grabbing her by her leg, he flew down and slammed her through the building. Naruto slowly got out of the rubble. Feeling Gohan power rise, he did his best to get there in time just as heavy rain came down from above. 17 with his sister by his side shared a look until they moved in sync with 17 at the front, both of them charging at Gohan, who didn't have enough time to dodge as the two threw furious punches at him. He did his best to block, but it wasn't enough. Gohan flew away trying to gain some leverage, but they gave chase, shooting 2 ki blasts at the front of Gohan. Gohan tried to block the explosion, but the twins slammed into him, sending him into a building. As Gohan was falling to the ground, the twins pointed both their hands at him, firing a barrage of ki at Gohan, slowly killing him. Naruto was frozen in place as he watched his friend be killed. Tears streamed down his cheeks, mixing with the rain as he fell to his knees, his Super Saiyan transformation vanishing in his loss of concentration. When the androids stopped firing their attack, Gohan hit the floor lying in a puddle of water, which began to turn red with his blood spilling out. 18 noticed Naruto was there. She flew in front of him, getting his attention. When he saw her again, Naruto's rage kicked back in again as he jumped up and threw a punch at her face, turning Super Saiyan as he does it. 18 grabbed his fist while also sending a kick to his ribs, breaking them in the process. Taking a step back, Naruto held his ribs in pain as he fired a ki blast at her point blank. When the attack settled down, it showed 18 completely unharmed. Grabbing Naruto by the back of his head, she kneed him in the stomach a few times before sending a ki blast at him that sent him skidding across the ground. Naruto fell out of his Super Saiyan transformation as he tried to stay conscious. 18 straddled Naruto's chest, pressing his broken ribs, breaking them more in the process. Running her hands over his cheeks, 18 gave a hum as she got an idea. "You know, Naruto, I think I will give you something to remember me by." She dug 3 of her nails into his cheeks before slowly running them down, and repeated the process with his other cheek. All Naruto could do was scream in pain until it was over. When she was done, she licked the blood from her nails, then placed a kiss on his lips. Moving over to his ear, 18 whispered in his ear 3 words that will forever haunt him. I own you. Darkness took over Naruto as he blacked out. When Naruto woke up, he found himself bandaged up with his brother by his side sleeping. Naruto tried to sit up but winced each time he failed, waking Trunks up. Trunks rubbed his eyes until he saw his brother's smiling face. Hey bro! Trunks got a happy smile as he brought his brother into a hug, making him grunt in pain but returned the hug nonetheless. I'm sorry Gohan, I couldn't save you, but I'll protect Trunks no matter what. End of flashback. But Naruto couldn't keep his promise. As the years went by, Naruto continued to fight the androids, getting a little better at a time until the day came where they followed him home. Naruto has countless regrets, but that will always be one of them. As the rain started to die down, Naruto flew to his home ready to go back to the past and stop the androids from destroying his world. Naruto hopped in the time machine, giving one last look at his home, the graves of his family. I will change the future. I promise, Mom, Trunks. The time machine was surrounded in a bright light until the light faded, showing no form of Naruto or the time machine. Naruto was fading in and out of conscious, traveling in the black hole that is time is taking its toll on him. Naruto started to see his mother and brother, hearing the voices of his brother and his mother screaming his name. No, no, and oh, and oh, and oh. Naruto yelled, holding his head in pain as he transformed into a Super Saiyan. The memories all came flooding back. Flashback. Naruto was limping towards his house after another vicious battle between the androids. Naruto saw Trunks sitting at the front door staring at the ground sword by his side that Naruto and Bulma made for him for his birthday. Naruto gave a smile when he saw his brother waiting for him. Trunks looked up and had a relieved look on his face, then it turned to horror as he jumped up and brought his sword out of its sheath. Naruto turned around to see what his brother was looking at, froze in place when he saw it was 18 with a smirk on her face. Naruto was shaking with fear, wanting to get Bulma, Trunks and run, but his inner Saiyan was screaming at him, don't be a coward and fight like a true Saiyan, die like a true Saiyan. Trunks, get Mom and leave! Trunks looked at his brother in shock. No! Naruto, I won't leave you, we'll fight her together. Naruto, turning Super Saiyan, gave his brother a harsh glare that froze him in place. Trunks, we don't have time for this. Leave. 18 had an amused look on her face as Trunks ran inside, turning her attention back to Naruto. She could see he was scared but still willing to fight. Don't worry, Naruto, I'm not going to kill you. Before Naruto could react, 18 was cupping his face. I'm just going to hurt you really, really bad. There was an explosion behind him. Naruto saw Trunks laying on the ground, sword in hand. Naruto was about to move to help. 18 was faster and had Naruto in a choker hold. The smoke in the house cleared and it showed 17 holding Bulma by the throat. Trunks' charged sword raised to slash 17 in half. 17 threw Bulma into a wall, catching the sword with the other hand. There was a struggle as Trunks put all his strength into his sword. 17 kicked Trunks in the side of the head, making Trunks' grip on his sword loosen, giving 17 the chance to take it. Bulma crawled from the wall trying to reach Trunks. Naruto was struggling to get free. 17 glanced down at Trunks, glancing at 18, who gave a nod of approval. 17 stabbed the sword down, impaling him through the chest. Bulma screamed in horror. Trunks, Naruto fell slick in 18's arms. 18 let Naruto drop to the ground. I let my baby brother die. Naruto slowly looked up to see 17 pointing his hand at Bulma. The ground started to tremble, make the androids look around in confusion. Naruto slammed his fist into the ground. The sky started to darken. Lightning struck the ground. A golden aura surrounded Naruto. Naruto was shaking as his power and his aura got stronger, sitting on his knees with his hands by his side. Never. The androids were frozen in place as Naruto's jade green eyes were filled with nothing but pure rage locked on the two. Forgive, you! What was that? 17 asked. I will never forgive you, Androids! Naruto yelled, throwing his head back as his body started to change. Naruto's muscles increased in size as he got a few inches taller. Naruto's hair got bigger and spikier. Naruto appeared in front of 17, slamming his fist his stomach, making 17 slump over with wide eyes. Naruto backhanded 18 into a building, turning his attention back to 17. Naruto hoisted 17 up by his throat, proceeded to pummel 17. When Naruto was done, 17's face was broken, and out of place his arm bent at an awkward angle. Are you scared, android? Do you feel helpless? Broken? This is how we have felt for years. Enjoy your stay in hell! Naruto yelled as he threw 17 in the air, shooting a ki blast, completely destroying 17. Hearing whimpering, Naruto turned around to see 18 getting out of Ruble. When Naruto turned his sights on her, his eyes hardened. Appearing in front of her, getting her attention, 18 tried to back away but fell every time. Getting some courage, she whispered, "Are you going to kill me?" Naruto picked her up by the scruff of her shirt. "I'm not going to kill you, I'm just going to hurt you really, really bad." 18 was laying on the ground in a puddle of blood, watching as Naruto flew away. If Naruto didn't kill her, the injuries would. 18 closed her eyes as she reminisced over her life. Naruto looked around for his mother. Spotting her, Naruto ran to her side, holding her in his arms. "Mom!" Bulma slowly opened her eyes. Hey hun! Tears slid down the side of his face, landing on Bulma's own. "I'm so sorry, Mom," Naruto choked out as he held Bulma closer. "I don't blame you, cough either with Trunks." Tears of her own filled her eyes as she gazed into Naruto's jade green eyes. Naruto just held her tighter, rubbing his cheek against her head. Feeling something slide into his hand, looking up he saw it was a capsule. "Naruto, I am not going to be able to finish the time machine." Naruto looked at his mother with confused eyes. "You will have to do it for me and Trunks." "Mom, I can't do this without you." "You can, baby, I know you can," Bulma said as her eyes started to close with a smile on her face. "Mom?" Naruto asked as Bulma's eyes closed, her head fell to the side. "Mom? Please don't go. I need you," Naruto whispered. Naruto fell out of his new transformation, giving a yell of agony as he held his mother harder. Flashback end. When Naruto opened his eyes, he found himself in a rocky mountain. Checking the numbers on the screen, Naruto smiled fondly. "I made it, Mom, Trunks!" Jumping out of the time machine and sealing it back in its capsule. Naruto sensed the two strong power levels. Tacking off, he saw one tall alien with horns and one short white with robotic parts attached to it. "We've arrived, Frieza," the tall one said, looking around with a raised eyebrow. "It was so much bluer up in space." "This is only a small part of Earth, Father." Frieza turned to the solders that lined up in front of the ship. "Men, your job is to execute anyone and everyone that tries to stop us. Kill everyone, do I make myself clear?" "Yes, Lord Frieza." As they were going to take off, a blast of ki killed them and made the other solders turn around looking for their attacker until they heard the sound of boots meeting the ground. Frieza had a bored look in his eye as he looked Naruto in the eye. Who are you?" "Who I am is none of your concern." Frieza just laughed along with his father. "Is that so? Well, then I'll just kill you like everyone else on this planet." Frieza turned to his men. "Kill him!" They were hesitant until one stepped in front of the group. "Humph, let's see what your power level is." After tapping, his scouter numbers flashed until it landed on 1000. "How 1000? Nothing, we can't handle if we gang up on him." "Come on, boys." Naruto just gave a grunt of annoyance. Naruto appeared in front of soldier that checked his power level, giving a palm strike to the chest sent him sailing into the spaceship. Naruto appeared behind two, slamming their heads together, shooting 2 ki blasts at the soldiers that tried charging him both sides. The last one was backing up until he bumped into Naruto's chest, giving a shocked yell as Naruto got him into a choker hold, then snapping his neck rather loudly. Naruto turned his attention back to Frieza. Frieza's father King Cold had an amused smile on his face. "You must be the mighty Lord Frieza. I would see my reputation precedes me, but how do you know me?" "You blew up my father's home planet," Naruto said as his tail unwrapped from his waist. "Why, you're a Saiyan," Frieza growled out. "Oh, but I'm not any ordinary Saiyan, I'm something you fear. I'm exactly like the man who made you this freak of nature." "Oh ho ho, you think you're a Super Saiyan, do you?" Naruto put his arms by his side as Frieza and his father started to laugh. Naruto started to yell as a golden aura surrounded him. Chunks of earth ripped from the ground as Naruto's power shocked the very earth. What? Frieza's eyes went wide when his hair started to flash gold. Frieza started to hyperventilate as flashes of Goku went through his mind. Frieza closed his eyes only to see Goku from Namek. Pizza. A lightning slammed down next to him, showing his jade green eyes. Opening eyes, Frieza saw as Naruto's turned jade green. With a final yell, Naruto was fully transformed. Frieza started shaking as Naruto gave him a smirk. Frieza yelled as he slammed his fist into Naruto's face. Naruto didn't even budge, instead pointed 2 fingers at Frieza's chest. They collapsed into a fist, making Frieza cough blood as he was sent flying into his ship. Frieza held his arm up as a sun-like ki blast started to increase in size. When it was 3 times the size of his ship, he threw it at Naruto. DDE! When attack landed with Naruto, there was a shock wave. Frieza started to laugh. "Ha ha ha ha, how do you like that, you filthy monkey?" Frieza stopped laughing when he saw Naruto slowly pushing the ki blast back. "You petulant, impudent, contemptuous horror! You mad, bro?" Frieza growled as he shot a small ki blast at the giant sun ki blast, making it exploded. Let's go, Frieza," King Cold said as he walked towards the ship until a ball of ki flew past his head, hitting the ship, making it explode. "How?" Naruto came out completely unscratched with a bored look on his face. Frieza growled as he shot ki ball at Naruto. Naruto walked forward as he slapped it away. Frieza growled as he shot a barrage of ki balls. Naruto slapped the ki balls away until he finally reached Frieza, throwing his leg out that sent Frieza into a mountain. Frieza was laying on the ground in pain. Looking up, he saw Naruto looking down at him with his palm facing him. Naruto glared as ki gathered up in his hands. "Don't ever think about showing your face here again!" Frieza screamed out in pain as he was obliterated by Naruto's ki blast. King Cold could watch in shock as his son was killed before his very eyes. Naruto locked eyes with King Cold, then a smile broke out on his face when he saw Cold back up. Appearing behind him, Naruto blasted him in the heart, killing him. Turning his attention to the Z warriors, he powered down. Giving a warm smile, he floated down. "Hey, I'm going to meet Goku if you guys want to follow." Naruto took off with them, following close behind. Naruto took out a capsule. Pressing the button, it turned into a mini fridge. Pulling out a beer, Naruto leaned against a rock with a relaxed look on his face. 2 hours later, Naruto was talking to Gohan and Krillin, getting to know them, when Bulma came up and leaned on him. "So hey, just going to throw this out there, you're really cute." Naruto had an embarrassed blush on his face as he scratched the back of his head. "Well, Mom did say I was a cute kid." Bulma gave a flirty wink as she pushed her bust into his arm. "Oh, Mama's boy, huh? I'll be your mummy." Naruto screamed inside his head before anything else could be said. A space pod crashed near them. Goku jumped out and gave a happy smile until he looked eyes with Naruto. Naruto jumped down as he held his hand out for Goku to shake. "Hello, Son Goku." "Hello, Son Goku." Naruto offered his hand to his fellow Saiyan. Goku gave a smile as he shook Naruto's hand. After introducing himself, Naruto turned towards the Z fighters as he told them his tale. In 3 years on May 12th, at 10 a.m. 9 miles from South City, some man-made atrocities will be on the hunt for Goku. Me? But why? These monsters were made by an old scientist from the Red Ribbon Army. He will send these monsters after you, but you come down with an illness that kills you. Goku gave a yell of shock. What? I die again? Naruto nodded in confirmation, then handed him the medicine for his virus. Unfortunately, yes. So do the rest of you. Naruto told them what life was like growing up with the androids, but kept out the part who his parents were. My mother and I built a time machine with the help of Bulma, but there was a accident. I continued building the time machine. Supplies was so low that it was only a one-way trip. Goku placed a comforting hand on Naruto's shoulder, while the others gave looks of sympathy. If you give us some time, I'm sure we can get you back to your timeline, Bulma said, trying to cheer him up. No, I have nothing left to go back to. Where will you stay, Mr. Naruto? Gohan asked. He can stay with us, Goku said with a happy grin. Naruto had a look of shock on his face, then a small smile broke out on his face. Thank you, Goku. The years went by quick. In those years, Naruto drew close to the Sun family, and they made him one of their own. Naruto grew closer to Chi-Chi, Gohan, and Goku. Chi-Chi was like a mother. She will never replace his real mother, and Naruto knew that. But having a proper mother to spend time with gave Naruto a new bond he will always cherish. Naruto was already close to Gohan in his own timeline, but the bond grew stronger to the point where he felt like his actual brother, just like Trunks. With Goku, it gave him the father he always wanted. That doesn't mean he didn't try bonding with Vegeta, but Goku gave him love just like he would to Gohan. Naruto was currently sitting on top of the Sun House as he waited for Goku and Gohan to get ready. Naruto started to remember his last fight, and that was with Goku in the mountains a few days ago. Flashback. Naruto was in his Super Saiyan form, wearing a tight long-sleeved shirt with baggy pants tucked into black combat boots, staring down Goku, who was also in his Super Saiyan form. Naruto has completely mastered his Super Saiyan form to the point he can stay in it for a week and not get tired. Goku was nearly there, but he was able to match Naruto in raw power. Let's do this. Naruto appeared in front of Goku, throwing a kick at his head. Naruto's kick went right through Goku, showing he was an afterimage. Goku appeared under Naruto, kneeing him in the chin. Naruto jumped, getting distance while rubbing the blood leaking down the corner of his mouth. Naruto yelled as he sent a barrage of ki balls. Goku used his forearms to cover his face. Dust kicked up, blinding him. Goku appeared in front of him, throwing his fist forward. Naruto reacted quickly. Jumping back, a huge ball of ki the size of his torso appeared in his hand, firing it. Goku crossed his arms again, trying to lessen the damage, but the blast was too strong, carrying him until he slammed into a mountain, exploding on impact. You ready to get serious now? Goku gave a nod as he blasted out of the mountain, charging Goku through every combo he could think of at Naruto. Naruto dodged or blocked most of his attacks. Naruto yelled, kicking him away. Naruto pointed his hand at Goku and fired a barrage of ki blasts at the running Saiyan. But luck was on Naruto's side, as he nailed Goku with his attacks. Goku yelled, throwing ki blasts of his own, canceling the rest out, giving him a breather. Naruto closed his eyes, trying to sense Goku's ki. Naruto felt his eyes widen in pain as Goku's foot slammed into Naruto's chest. Floating back, Naruto rubbed his chest in pain but had a wide grin on his face. Naruto roared as he blasted at Goku, throwing a barrage of punches, striking him all over his body. Sending a harsh kick that sent him flying, Naruto gave chase, appearing above Goku. Naruto sledgehammered Goku into the ground. Naruto yelled as he turned his body and cupping his hands. Gallic gun, fire! A purple beam was sent down to Goku's still form. Huffing, Naruto waited for the dust to settle. Goku, with his clothes destroyed, appeared behind Naruto. A surprise kick to the back sent Naruto flying through a few mountains. Naruto came out of the collapsed mountain to see Goku charging up his famous attack. Not to be outdone, Naruto charged up a Rasen ring. Naruto yelled as he threw his attack, clashing with Goku Kamehameha. The power of the two Super Saiyans was destroying the landscape. The yell of them both could be heard for miles. Hey, big bro! Flashback end. Naruto was cut out of his thought by Gohan calling out to him. It's time to go. Naruto nodded, jumping down. Shishi started to fuss over them. Goku scratched the back of his head with a laugh. Gohan had a blush and Naruto had a twitching eye, but he knew her heart was in the right place. Shishi, don't worry, I swear on my life nothing will happen to them. Shishi sniffled as she pulled them into a group hug. Just please be safe. With that, they took off to South City, meeting Piccolo and Krillin halfway there. They saw Bulma along with Yamcha, who looked absolutely livid. Hey Bulma, Yamcha, is that your baby? Goku asked as he was playing with the lavender-haired baby. You couldn't guess who the father is, Yamcha said, leaning against the wall. Vegeta, everyone said at once. Yamcha gained a depressed look. Anyway, what's his name? Gohan asked. Trunks, Bulma said happily as she kissed his forehead. Heh, that's a girl's name, Goku giggled. Naruto was looking at baby Trunks with watery eyes. Without thinking, Naruto made his way over to Bulma. See, can I hold him? Bulma gave a nod, handing Naruto Trunks. Naruto felt nervous. Trunks felt so small, so fragile in his hands. Hey, buddy, Naruto whispered as he held Trunks close to his chest. Gah! Trunks yelled happily as looked up at Naruto with gurgles and giggles. Naruto laughed as he played with Trunks. Naruto, Bulma called out, getting everyone's attention. You're my son, aren't you? Naruto just nodded, with an embarrassed blush. Took you long enough to figure out, Mom, Bulma just laughed. Bulma's eyes snapped open. Wait, if you're Trunks' older brother, why aren't you born? Naruto closed his eyes and thought. Think of time like a tree, and with every tree there are branches. So I could go back in time, we beat all the androids, but that won't change my future because it was different future, or in other words, a different branch. Bulma had an impressed look on her face. Well, seems you're not all brawn like all other Saiyan boys. Naruto was about to say something but was cut off by loud music. A rather large man jumped out of a hover car with a sack of senzu beans. Hey Yajirobe, did you come to help fight the androids? Hell no! I'm only here to drop off this bag of senzus. Thanks then, Goku said, handing the bag to Krillin. Beam daddy out! Yajirobe yelled out as he jumped back in his hover car, flying off until he was shot down by the androids. We never have to wish him back before, Goku said with a thoughtful look on his face. Gohan, you go get him, we will go after the androids, Naruto yelled as everyone went to the city besides Gohan and Bulma. Krillin for some reason threw the senzus to Bulma. Naruto sighed, knowing it was going to be hard finding the androids without being able to sense ki. Naruto searched for 15 minutes when he felt Yamcha's ki drop dramatically. Naruto blasted through the streets, knocking cars over. Naruto's eyes widened when he saw an old man, holding Yamcha by his face with his hand thrust into his chest. Naruto flared his ki as high as he could, alerting the others. In just a few minutes the Z-warriors arrived. Yamcha! The android holding Yamcha threw him to the ground. Son Goku! Naruto frowned his brows in confusion. These weren't the androids from his time. Listen, if you want to fight, you got it. But not here! Goku yelled. Why not here? The old android asked. Too many innocent people could get caught in the crossfire. Everyone tensed as he smirked, shorting pink beams from his eyes, destroying parts of the city and killing people. Stop! Naruto yelled as he struck his cheek as hard as he could, sending the android tumbling to the ground. Glaring at Naruto as he stood up. I know a place where we can fight. Follow me, Before he left, he told Krillin to take Yamcha to Bulma. Naruto then blasted off the ground with everyone not that far behind him. Piccolo raised a brow at Naruto's worried face. Naruto, what's wrong? Everything is different. Those aren't the same androids from my time. What? Naruto had his brows frowned as he tried to think. I knew me coming here would alter a few things, but not by this much. What do your androids look like? Goku asked as he flew next to his son. They both look young, about my age. They're twins, so they look identical, except the male one has black hair and the female has blonde. The Z warriors nodded, saving the information for later. They finally came to a stop in an abandoned wasteland, Naruto and Goku standing in front of their friends. The older android just smirked. It's no use, we've seen all your battles. We've studied the limits of your power, you stand no match against us. Naruto crossed his arms over his chest with a raised brow. Oh, so you know how Goku went to Namek, yes? When they didn't answer, Naruto smirked. So you don't know about Super Saiyan is? Naruto glanced at Goku. With a nod, they both gave a yell as they both transformed into Super Saiyans. Everyone looked at Naruto, surprised that he looked slightly different. His hair looked somewhat similar to Goku's, along with a black underline under both his eyes, A.N. You know, the underline for Majin Vegeta or Super Saiyan Goku Black. If you don't mind, Goku, I will be having the first battle. Goku nodded, jumping back, but he was huffing as he fell out of his Super Saiyan state. Naruto and Piccolo showed looks of concern. Naruto took it out of his mind, for now, instead focusing on his battle with the fat android. Naruto disappeared, making the android search widely until Naruto's foot connected with its back, sending it flying forward until Naru appeared under it. Slamming both his feet upwards, Naruto sent the android flying up in the air. With a burst of energy, Naruto was upon the androids and proceeded to beat the android. Android 20, or Drive Jero, was watching the fight with a calm look, but on the inside, he was nervous as he watched his creations slowly get ripped apart, piece by piece. Naruto roared as he slammed to the ground, kicking up a dust cloud. When it cleared, it showed the android glitching as it glared at Naruto. Naruto huffed as he shot a simple ki blast at the android. Both androids grinned as the pale android absorbed Naruto's ki, healing all the damage that was done and giving it a little power boost. Naruto smirked as he was immediately in front of the android, driving his knee into its chin. Dr. Jero just smirked as if nothing was wrong. Are you afraid? The Z warriors turned the attention to the creator of the androids. It's okay, you know, to feel that creeping, seizing fear. Not everyone faces their death so openly, I'll admit. Your composure is admirable, even in the face of your inevitable demise. Death's gaze squarely on you, you still keep calm, cool, and… Oh, for God's sakes, 19! Throw a fusing punch! Said android tried following its creator's demanded but received an elbow to the face. Krillin along with Yamcha flew back to watch the fight. What's going on? Piccolo smirked. Naruto's slowly destroying the android, but I'm sure he will get bored soon. Jero just laughed. Yes, well, your feeble understanding of our abilities would lead you to believe such. But 19 has yet to truly demonstrate his full killing proficiency. 19! Attack from the left! Naruto smirked, blocking the attack, then slammed his elbow on top of the android's head, sending it to the ground. Naruto gave a yell as charged at the fat android, digging his fist into its chest, sending it flying back. No, my left! As I was saying, 19 is merely lulling your comrade into a false sense of security. And once we 19… Dodge! Before it could dodge, Naruto did a double fist slammed into the side of its head. Ha! Naruto yelled as he was once again beating the android. Why is dodging the SUB routine? It's not that complex. Hearing that, both Naruto and Piccolo looked at Gohan with blank looks, making the young halfling look at his mentor and brother with a confused look. What? What? Android 19, thinking Naruto was confused, charged at him, intending to steal his energy, but that only ended with Naruto burrowing his fist into his face, causing it to collapse in on itself. Naruto gave a blank look as he walked to the spasming android. I'm finished playing with you. I think it's time I show you my new technique, Naruto said as all of his Super Saiyan energy entered his body. Then a purple, white, and yellow sword of energy came out of his right hand. I call this violent, fierce God Slicer. Be proud that you get to be the first to try out my new technique. The android made a grab for Naruto, but he cut both his hands off. Naruto bought the android, forcing it onto its back. When it tried to sit up, Naruto slammed his foot on its chest, keeping it in place. Naruto looked at the android for a second, then forced the blade edge through its face, killing it. Naruto's fellow Z-warriors watched Naruto kill said android with looks of shock. Unknown to them, a certain Saiyan prince watched with a proud smirk. As expected from a child of mine. Naruto's eyes widened. Turning, he saw Vegeta walking towards him. You know? Naruto asked as he made his energy blade disappear. Do you take me for a fool, boy? I can smell my blood in you. I can also see the similarities between you and myself, Vegeta said with a smirk, which Naruto mimicked. Vegeta turned to deal with Gero when Goku collapsed, gripping his chest. Everyone soon found out Goku wasn't taking his medication, forcing him to leave the battlefield with Yamcha. Gero used that distraction to leave, forcing the remaining Z-warriors to give chase. Eventually, they found Gero's hideout thanks to Krillin. Naruto placed his hand on the large metal door with brows frowned. So, how are we going to get in? Krillin asked. Naruto answered by punching the door, causing a large dent. My wrist! Piccolo smirked as he walked up to the door. Move aside. Ha! Piccolo yelled as he slammed his fist into the door, causing another dent. Now I'm my wrist! Dr. Gero could only look with fear as they started to slowly break down his door. Why don't they blast it down? Gero asked himself, but got rid of that thought as he tended to awake the androids 17 and 18. But that plan backfired. As soon as he woke them, they turned on him. Before Gero could do anything, the door behind him was blasted open. Turning, he saw Naruto with his palm pointed at him. But that was the least of his worries as Android 17 proceeded to decapitate him. When Naruto laid his eyes on the androids, he was frozen in confusion, seeing two female androids. What the hell? Naruto whispered as he studied the twins. They smirked when they saw Naruto eyeing him up and down, then walking to a pod containing another android. Naruto broke out of that confusing as he remembered his dead brother and mother. Krillin gave a weak laugh. So are they on our side? Naruto roared as he powered up, shaking the mountain. Throwing his hand to his side, his signature attack appeared at his side. Rasen Ring! Then Choice broke out. Rasen Ring! Naruto roared as he threw his attack as hard as he could at the female androids. Naruto quickly started to regret his actions, not sure if anyone was hurt by the blast or not. Looking around, Naruto was relieved to see everyone was unharmed, but that left as soon as he saw the androids floating, holding a large coffin-like machine. Naruto took a deep breath to calm himself. Naruto flared his Super Saiyan aura as he charged at the androids. The Z-warriors looked in shock, while Vegeta smirked watching his son charge like a true Saiyan warrior. Naruto tackled 18, leaving a trench in the ground. The blonde android stared up at Naruto with a sexy smirk. As she laid her hands against Naruto's, ki started to flash, and then Naruto was blown away, the ki wave sending him through a mountain until Naruto finally stopped himself with a yell. Naruto growled as he blasted back at the androids, leaving a yellow streak as he easily broke the sound barrier. Naruto cupped his hands by his side as he was charging. A black ball of ki appeared in his hands. Ha me! Naruto disappeared. The twins looked around wildly for the Saiyan, turning when they heard a loud yell from behind. H-A-A-A-A! The Z-warriors were quick to move, but the androids weren't as lucky. Naruto knew the attack didn't do much or anything at all. You did it! Krillin cheered. Looks like we were worried about nothing, Piccolo said with a smirk as he crossed his arms. Naruto instincts started going off, and not a second later, burst from the ground. Android 17 had a smile as she threw a punch that connected with Naruto's cheek hard. Naruto was sent skidding across the ground like a pebble across a lake. Naruto skidded to a stop, shaking his head. Naruto looked up to see 17 charging at him, then 18 started to move from behind 17. Naruto growled as both androids charged at him. Naruto held his hand out, and he summoned his attack Violent Fierce God Slicer. Naruto roared as he charged at the androids, his right arm and energy blade crossed over his chest. Rah! Naruto yelled as he swung his arm, missing 18 head by an inch. Naruto hooked his foot around 17 neck, spinning her around. Naruto released her, sending her flying. Naruto threw his hand forward, shooting a dozen ki blasts as he gave chase. 17 grit her teeth as she was pelted with blasts, opening an eye. Her eyes then widened when she saw Naruto about to pierce her chest. With a quick movement, the energy blade managed to land a slash on her shoulder, but that's not all it did. Across the ground and up a mountain was a giant crater. Such power! Gohan exclaimed in awe. Vegeta had his arms crossed with a smirk, to see someone of his blood doing the royal family proud. Vegeta closed his eyes and thought about his other child and the Earth woman he's developed a love for. The twins fired a combined energy wave. Naruto slashed it in half, and as it exploded, it blocked everyone's view of Naruto. Before 18 could react, Naruto slammed his fist into her stomach. 18 gripped Naruto's arm while 17 grabbed the other. Naruto doubled over in pain when he felt both of their knees slam into his stomach. Naruto grunted as he was sent flying back. 18 appeared above Naruto, sledgehammering him into the ground. Naruto grunted as he rolled over onto his stomach. Slowly he pushed himself up but gave a gasp of pain as 18 kicked him in the side. Naruto! Gohan yelled. He went to blast forward but was held back by Piccolo. Gohan, if you go out there you will be killed. Gohan grit his teeth as he watched his brother get pummeled. 17 slowly touched down on the ground behind Naruto. Getting a good grip on both of his arms, she pulled them back while leaning her knee into Naruto's neck. 18 smirked seeing Naruto restrained. 18 delivered a nasty right hook. Naruto spat out a large glob of blood as he was being beaten. Naruto's eyes widened in pain as her boot was buried in kidneys. 18 reached down and held a fist full of Naruto's hair, forcing him to look her in her icy blue eyes. Now I want you to answer a question for me. Naruto grit his teeth in pain as her grip tightened on his hair. What made you think you could attack us like that, huh? Naruto didn't respond, just gave a glare. Naruto was rewarded with a left hook that caused a trickle of blood to go down the corner of his mouth. 18 pulled Naruto's head back, exposing his neck. 18 leant down, running her tongue up the side of his neck, licking up the blood trail. 18 closed her eyes, giving a moan of delight at the taste. 18 locked eyes with 17, giving a nod, but before they could react, Vegeta in his full Super Saiyan deck, 17 forcing her to let go of Naruto. Vegeta yelled as he shot a ki wave at 18, forcing her to jump back. Vegeta looked down at Naruto, who was rolling his shoulders. You okay, boy? Naruto gave a nod as he stood next to his father. Naruto glanced at his father, who glanced back. Which one do you want? I'll take the one with black hair. Any objections? Vegeta asked as his aura flared to life. Heh, perfect. Naruto responded as his aura flared to life. They both charged at their respected android. Naruto yelled as he threw a fist at the android, caught easily but caused her boots to skid across the ground. Naruto threw her up in the air, throwing his hands forward as he released a barrage of ki blasts. 18 blasted down, dodging or slapping away in ki blasts that got in her way. Naruto grunted as he was slammed into the ground with 18 straddling his waist. Naruto froze as she placed both her hands on his cheeks, feeling his scars. I wonder where you got these. Naruto grit his teeth as he remembered the torture dealt to him by 18. Not again, Naruto whispered. What was that? 18 asked with her head tilted slightly. I won't let you touch me again. Naruto roared as his power flowed off of him in huge waves, sending 18 flying. Everyone froze when they felt his immense power. Naruto growled as large chunks of rocks jutted from the ground. Naruto threw his head back as his hair got sharper and his muscles grew slightly in size, and with a final yell and a blinding flash of light, Naruto's power was complete. Naruto looked at the two androids with a savage grin. "You can call me Super Naruto!" Naruto appeared in front of 17 with his fist buried in her stomach. 17 slumped over with wide eyes as she held her stomach. Naruto turned his attention to 18. 18 glared as she got into a stance, but Naruto's power outclassed her own. Naruto yelled as he threw 18 in the air only to appear above her. Naruto gripped her face with one hand as he sent her to the ground. When 18 hit the ground, it caused a small crater. Vegeta was staring at Naruto with wide eyes. His boy surpassed his power and found a way to go a step above a Super Saiyan. This can't be! Vegeta's gloved hands balled up into fists. 17 sent a kick to the distracted Saiyan Prince's head. Naruto turned his attention to 17, who had her foot on Vegeta's head. Naruto frowned as he slowly walked towards the pair. "I wouldn't do that if I was you." "Oh?" Naruto asked as he stood 2 feet from Android 17. "Unless you want his skull crushed, you will do exactly as I say." Naruto just smirked, confusing her. Vegeta yelled as he threw a hand backwards, firing a ki wave that stunned 17, allowing Vegeta to move. "Hiya!" Naruto yelled as he shot both his hands forward, sending a large ki wave that would destroy or severely injure the android. The earth shook from the attack. Naruto fell to a knee as he fell out of his super transformation and returned to a regular Super Saiyan. Naruto huffed as he started at the dust cloud. *huff*, I still have no control over that form yet. Naruto's blood runs still when he saw 17 surrounded by a green dome of energy. "That nearly killed me." 17 smirked as she started at possibly the most interesting male she has ever seen. 18 gently touched down a few feet behind Naruto, causing him to get parried, unsure of which android that was going to attack first. Naruto held his hand out as he summoned his move Violent Fierce God Slicer as he prepared an attack. 17 was quicker as she managed to wrap an arm around Naruto's throat, while her other hand held his blade arm. 17 gave a smirk. "That's enough of that." Naruto's eyes widened as his right arm was broken. 18 grabbed his other arm. "I'll take this one!" Naruto screamed again as his left arm was broken. "Naruto!" Gohan yelled as he tried to help his brother but received a ball of ki that knocked him out almost instantly. "Gohan!" Piccolo yelled as he was by the boy's side. Piccolo roared as he charged at the androids Tien by his side, but they didn't even last more than 10 seconds before they were down. Naruto grit his teeth as he stared up at the incoming androids. Once they were in front of Naruto, they pointed their palms at him at the half Saiyan. Naruto closed his eyes waiting for the attack. Naruto heard his father yell and looked over his shoulder to see Vegeta being knocked out of his Super Saiyan state from the power of the twin ki wave. Naruto looked back at the androids to see them both looking down at him. "Once we kill Son Goku, we will be back for you. I know you will make a marvelous plaything. Right, 18? 17 said with eyes filled with mad lust. "You're absolutely right, 17. 18 leant down and pecked Naruto on the lips, followed by 17 then. Naruto watched in defeat as they flew away. Krillin landed next to Naruto, giving the wounded warrior a senzu bean. Krillin looked at Naruto in concern as he fed everyone else a senzu. "You okay, buddy?" "We failed to beat the androids and luckily we had no casualties, but I have a bad feeling that things are about to get much worse." Naruto soon would regret those words. At that moment, one of the worst opponents the Z-Warrior will ever face rose from its slumber. Walking towards a city was a creature that could be best described as horrifying. It had the two sections of his head shoot off in a V-shape. It has orange-colored parts near its abdominal area, the back of his head, and even near his groin area. He has 2 wings which are both emerald green with black spots. It has an emerald green and lime green mix all over his exoskeleton. It has a tail that held a stinger at the end of it. It has black sections as well near its abdominal area, in the middle between the two sections on his head, and even the black part of opposite side of his tail. It even has azure veins in both of its arms, legs, and even some in the joints in his upper body. Its eyes are pink with thin reptilian slits. I'm coming, my sisters, and I will reach perfection. Terror truly began with the awakening of Cell. Naruto panted as he thought back to the battle against the androids. Naruto yelled as he tried to access that power that gave him an edge over the androids. Naruto heaved as his eyes started to close from exhaustion. Naruto fell face first onto the cool grass, losing consciousness. When Naruto opened his eyes, he was in a room, lying on a rather large bed. Naruto heard a woman humming. Looking around, he spotted the back of a woman, his eyes drawn to her large backside. Naruto sat up as she turned around holding a large tray filled with food. Naruto finally got a good look at her and couldn't stop the blush that graced his cheeks. She has long white hair, light blue skin, and purple eyes. The left side of her hair is longer than the other and hangs in front of her chest. She has a golden infinity hair accessory that covers the back and both sides of her head. She wears gold earrings. She wears a red and black skin-tight bodysuit that has a V-shaped hole around her stomach and is missing the bottom half, exposing the bottom of her breasts. She wears a white open-leg cape that is jagged at the bottom and red and black high heels. In simple words, she was absolutely gorgeous. She sat in front of Naruto, handing him the tray. Naruto gave her a grateful smile as he slowly started to eat. She continued to look at Naruto, making him blush even harder. Do you remember me? Naruto frowned his brows and thought. I do. You were in that nightmare. You showed me how to use my violent, fierce God Slicer. She smiled with a nod. I've always been watching Naruto, good times and bad. Naruto looked at her confused. You have? Why? Her eyes softened as she took the tray from Naruto and hopped onto his lap, cupping his cheeks. Naruto blushed as he looked at her in surprise at the sudden move. Because you are my king. Naruto looked at her with wide eyes. As my king, it's been my job to help you any way I can. Helping you gain your Super Saiyan power or teaching you future techniques. You did this all for me? She gave another nod. Of course. From the very first moment I saw you, I fell in love. Naruto clamped up as this was the first time he was ever in such a situation like this. Never having the time before because of the androids. And soon we will be together, my love. With her peace said, she crashed her lips against Naruto's own, catching him by surprise again. When she pulled back, she licked her lips, enjoying the remaining taste of Naruto. Naruto looked away with a shy blush. I still don't understand. Who are you? Running her fingers through his hair, pulling Naruto's head close to her chest. All you have to know, for now, is that I will be waiting for you, my king. Unknown to Naruto, but her hand glowed and Naruto sighed as his eyes grew heavy, and he eventually fell to sleep. Tawa, you must return him before the Supreme Kai of Time knows he's gone. Tawa growled as she held Naruto closer. I despise that lowly. Sai, I'll be watching you, my king. Watching and hoping you can overcome our tests. A black portal opened beneath Naruto, causing him to sink into it. Tawa turned to a green-skinned woman who was just as beautiful as Tawa. She had her hair set into a mohawk that covered the right side of her head. She had a beautiful face and body that would have any man drooling. You just got jealous, Zamasa. Zamasa huffed. Don't get so ahead of yourself. I will be the one to see him next. Zamasa's cheeks grew an even darker green as she fantasized on how it would go. Every god must be reunited with his goddess, and we will contribute our love in our own Garden of Eden. Tawa glared, but she decided to ignore her and summoned a crystal ball to watch her beloved scion. Naruto sat up with a groan, holding his head. Kami! Naruto rolled his neck as he flew towards his home but froze when he felt hundreds of people's ki all vanish. Naruto snapped his eyes towards what he assumed was East City. No! The androids, they're killing people! Naruto blasted off the ground, leaving a crater, as he went full speed to the city. Naruto slowly floated to the ground as he looked around the seemingly abandoned city filled with nothing but clothes with a hole. Naruto turned to his left as he heard whimpering and what sounded like someone dragging something heavy. Naruto's eyes widened as he got a look at the monster Cell for the first time. Cell tilted its head as it stared at Naruto in interest. Naruto looked down to see a heavy-set man in her grasp. Please help me." Before Naruto could move a muscle, Cell's tail slammed into the man's back and proceeded to drink him. Naruto could watch with wide, disgusted eyes at the horrifying scene before him. Naruto gritted his teeth as the man was fully absorbed and Naruto was stuck in a staring contest with the monster. "Naruto!" Cell called out, sending a shiver down his spine. It confused him on how it knew his name. "We finally meet." What the hell are you? And how do you know me?" Cell laughed at Naruto's question. "I am the soon-to-be the perfect warrior in the universe and I know you from the future." Naruto clenched his fist as the aura flared around him. "What do you mean?" Cell just tilted its head with its eyes narrowing in amusement. Naruto frowned at not getting an answer. "How do you plan on becoming this so-called perfect warrior?" Cell's beak mouth seemed to curl up into a smirk. "By absorbing my siblings Android 17 and 18. Naruto frowned. "From what I can sense, your power is already monstrous. The mere thought of you absorbing those two and doing Kami knows what makes me shudder." Naruto gave a yell as he turned Super Saiyan. Cell started to laugh as it sensed Naruto power. Cell gave a yell as it released its own aura. "That woman was right. Ahaha. Once I become perfect, you will give me the challenge I desire." Cell slowly walked towards Naruto. "For now I will have a gander and see how strong you are." Naruto grunted as he blocked Cell's punch with his arm. Naruto kicked Cell away, giving chase. Naruto yelled as he threw a combo of punches and kicks at Cell, which was met with punches and kicks of its own. "Rah!" Naruto yelled as he kicked Cell away. Naruto threw his arms forward at a fast pace as he fired dozens of ki blasts. Naruto growled when he couldn't sense Cell anymore. Naruto's eyes widened as he barely dodged the thrust of Cell's tail. Naruto grunted as Sucker punched him into a wall. Naruto looked to Cell standing in front of him, leaning on its left arm which was next to his head. Cell leant in close, closing its eyes as it inhaled Naruto's scent. "You smell absolutely mouth-watering." Naruto eyes the monster in front of him wearily as he got a better look at it, and it had female features to it. Cell's eyes looked onto Naruto's own. "I wonder how you taste?" Naruto curved his body to the side, avoiding Cell's tail, while slamming a ball of ki into its chest. Cell gave a yell as it was sent flying into a building. Naruto tensed his muscles as Cell got out of the rubble. Naruto gave a smirk as he crossed his arms. "Had enough?" Not yet, my dear Saiyan. The fight has only just begun." Naruto frowned as he saw Cell gather energy. Naruto's eyes widened when he saw Cell prepare a family's technique. "That's Piccolo's move!" Naruto shouted in shock. "That's right!" Cell shouted with glee. It then fired the attack with two of its fingers. "Special beam cannon!" Naruto gave a yell as the attack came at him at top speed. Naruto jumped to the side, narrowly missing the attack. Naruto looked at Cell with more caution. How do you know that move?" "Hee. I'm formed of the strongest warriors on this planet, including Frieza." "Is that how you know me?" Naruto asked. "Not quite. Enough questions, let's continue with our fight." Naruto held his hand out and his aura went into his body, only to come out in a familiar blade on his hand. "It's time I get serious then." Cell grinned as it charged at Naruto. Naruto yelled as he dashed at Cell with his blade's arm crossed over his chest. Naruto yelled as he was faster and slashed Cell across the chest, but also sent it flying. Cell groaned as green blood trailed down its chest as its wound-headed "He's deadly with that move. I've got to dash." Cell was cut out of its thoughts when she caught sight of Naruto flying down at her with his bladed hand coming down with him, Cell dodged but still wasn't quick enough as Naruto looped of its arm and caused a large slash mark to appear on the earth as soon as his blade touched the ground. Cell jumped back with a growl as it held its wounded arm. "You blonde bastard!" Naruto smirked as he caused his blade to fade out. "Did that hurt?" Cell stopped growling as it gained a smirk, confusing Naruto. "Indeed it did, but I've got a great solution." Naruto watched with wide eyes as a new arm sprouted from the socket. "I see Piccolo's DNA is there." Cell went to speak but was cut off by the incoming power levels of an Namekian and 2 humans. "It seems the battle will have to be cut short for now." Naruto clenched his fist as he was surrounded by his Super Saiyan aura. "You think I'm just going to let you go?" "Naruto!" Naruto turned to see Krillin, Piccolo and Tien all staring at Cell with shock. "See ya around, Naruto!" Cell yelled as it took off into the air. "Get back here!" Naruto yelled as he gave chase. Naruto squinted his eyes as most of Cell's body was blocked by the sun. "I'll be seeing you soon, but for now, solar flare!" The Z warriors yelled as they were blinded and Cell managed to escape. Naruto growled as he managed to see again. "Damn it!" "Are you okay?" Krillin asked. "I'm fine." Naruto gave a sigh as he fell out of his Super Saiyan form. "What was that thing?" Piccolo asked. Naruto stared at Piccolo in shock when he sensed the power increase. "You've gotten stronger." Piccolo nodded with a smirk. Naruto saved that in his mind for later, as he told them all he knows about Cell. So you're guessing this thing might be from the future, and it's made from all our DNA?" Naruto nodded. "I can also guess that it was Jero that created it." Piccolo closed his eyes and thought. Naruto rubbed his neck. "Listen, I want to get back to the house and wait for the androids. Piccolo, can you look for Cell, and Krillin, Tien? You guys go destroy the cell of this time." Piccolo nodded, liking the idea. Krillin scratched the back of his head with a frown. "All right, but where are we supposed to find it?" Naruto frowned. "Try Jero's lab. He might have a bunker." Naruto said his farewells as he flew back towards the sun home. Naruto rolled his neck as he landed in front of his home. Naruto walked into the house to find no sign of Shishi, Goku, or Yamcha. Naruto walked into his room to find a small pouch filled with senzu beans. Naruto gave a smirk as his body flexed, becoming full power once more. Naruto walked out of his home, jumping towards the roof as he sat and waited for the incoming androids. Why do I get the feeling something bad is going to happen? Cell is a problem waiting to happen, and I fear what the future holds if it gets a hold of the androids. Naruto growled as he clenched his fists tight, turning the knuckles white. I need to access that power again or get the androids to help. As much as I hate the idea, Naruto looked at the sky. I may not have been able to save my old home, but I'd rather die than lose my new home. I have too many people to protect. Naruto smiled as the faces of Bulma, Shishi, Goku, Gohan, Trunks and Vegeta flashed in his mind. I failed once before to protect the people I love. It will not happen again. Naruto's eyes narrowed as a darkness-like aura flowed off his body. That's a promise of a lifetime. So this part ends here. Alright, that's it for today's video, guys. Let me know in the comment section how was the story. And also don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I will meet you in another video. Bye bye.